Hi guys, it's Isa. I figured it was time to make a rockery update video because if you look at my prior rock garden videos, I have extended the rockery. It initially ended like right here, and I have built it up now to extend all the way to the corner of the house. Before I go over the addition and such, I'm going to show you something new over here. So this is also sedums, and I mean these are clearly not succulents, but the rest of these guys are sedums and some grasses. But I've always wanted an agave, and I cannot have an agave out here. There are some cold hardy ones, but they can't stand the humidity and the rain or the snow, because basically anything wet they rot. But this is a yucca, and I got it from my friend's mom, and it's the closest thing to an agave that I could find that would grow around here. And I think it's really cool, so I started doing like some rock ribbon work around it. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. Another fun thing here is a self-seeded portulaca, which is also a succulent that has these crazy beautiful orange flowers. So as far as the rockery, I have currently one flower on my beautiful Apontia. However, earlier this season it was loaded with flowers. So of course I failed to make a video, but you can see all of these basically, these kind of cone shapes are where flowers used to be. And this is so thorny, I just, or spiny. I just got a cactus spine in me. So let's start by reviewing the old portion of the rockery. Really not much new activity. Some of the hens and chicks have bloomed out, but mostly in the springtime I pulled out all the hens and chicks, pulled out all the sedums. I determined that I don't want sedums in the rockery bed because they go too wild too quickly. So I pulled out all the hens and chicks, separated them, replanted them, and here they are, throwing off babies and looking beautiful. You can see that here's one getting ready to bloom out. Those pink things are flowers right here, and it'll grow in this long spike, and then that little guy will be done. My Chinese dunce caps are also getting ready to flower. If you see, the little dunce caps are forming right here. So these particular rosettes will go terminal or die after the flowers are done, but you can see that the plant has plenty of babies, and I have two clumps, one here and one over here. So there's going to be a lot of, they kind of grow up to look like really tall dunce caps, and that's, I think, the name. Osteracus or something along those lines is the Latin name for this plant. So most of this old original rock bed is taken up by the giant Apontia compressa. And here we are getting into the Rockery Extension. I was able to get some free rocks on Facebook Marketplace. I drove to the person's house and picked them up. The star of the show this time of year, it is not, the blooms are not fully open yet, but is this Autumn Joy sedum. You can see all the bees. The bees absolutely love it. They love it, love it, love it. They are all over the place on this thing. So that's really cool. And then here's the new rockery bed. What I have done is this area was filled with just sedum ground cover, and it was looking really ratty. So I pulled them up and I basically reset them. You can see I reset some over here and I reset some over here. So just like cuttings that you would do on your indoor succulents. you can see that I am going to start another cluster of Apontia right here. I pretty much broke off a few sections of the existing Apontia, laid them down, and they are going to create roots, and they're going to expand like the other one. In this rockery, because it's so bare, I did stick some sedums in here. Once they start running amok, I will rip them out and plant them somewhere else. So aside from those, I just have a bunch of different hens and chicks that I took from the other bed. My Sempervivum oddity, I separated a bunch of chicks and planted them separately. These expand really quickly. So more sedums, etc., etc. A bigger one right here, of course, weeds. As always, oh, there's my little fox that my friend gave me a couple years ago. So as far as the rockery construction, oh, and here's a little heart that a friend gave me as well, a little rock heart. As far as the construction, the idea is pretty much to get together some big rocks, put them on the ground, and then fill the area in with succulent soil mixed with perlite, and I plant in that. It provides for better drainage in the bed, although I suspect that these hens and chicks and this cactus would do fine just in regular native soil, because I've actually seen this cactus grow in the woods here in the northeastern US, so that's kind of funny. So it's really not complicated to build. You just kind of arrange it pleasingly to the eye. It's really cool to tuck little things into the little crevices, because as they grow, they will look really, really nice. They'll just kind of establish themselves. So that's what I've been doing here. The last thing I wanted to show you, my friend Agata has made a toad house for me, which is right there. I have 2 toads. I do not know where they currently are. I know I have 2 because I've seen them at the same time. And I don't know if they live in this toad house, but apparently they like them to feel secure. And so there it is. It's lovely. I hope that they are living in there in peace and harmony. So just to give you one more panoramic view, this is just not the succulent garden, so we won't go over that. But here it is. Yeah, these non-succulent shrubs, they just look really nice, and I want to leave them here. I guess at some point this should be only succulents, but here's another sedum that's kind of blooming out. I would not recommend this because it really flops, and it leaves a big hole in the middle. I think this one is called Sedum Fireworks or something like that. I actually propped it up with a bunch of rocks so that it stands up. So the most prolific weed I have is clovers. So there's always some clovers. So that is about it for my rockery. I hope you enjoyed this little update, and I will talk to you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.